I'm now standing with State Representative Malcolm Kenyatta, a Democrat representing parts of Philadelphia. Representative Kenyatta, results are coming in as we speak across the Commonwealth. How's the Shapiro campaign feeling right now and the supporters of his campaign?
You know, listen, we're feeling good. Pennsylvanians should feel good because ultimately what we saw today is Pennsylvania at our best. Neighbors showing up for each other, showing up 6:30 in the morning to open up the polls, people showing up to advocate for the candidate of their choice. But most importantly, voters showed up. And I think they showed up because they wanted to see two things. People talk about the things that matter to them and then lay out a plan for what they're going to do about it. I think today we heard Pennsylvanians saying we want a governor who's actually focused on lowering costs for families. Josh has laid out a clear plan about how we can actually do that and put that into practice as our next governor. They wanted to see our basic freedoms protected, the freedom to choose when and whether to start a family, to choose how to love and how to worship, and to have that respected by our elected officials, not ridiculed. And ultimately what they wanted to see was somebody who was focused on making communities safer. And Josh has the courage to take on the folks who were putting these guns on our streets. And I'm excited for what it's going to mean when he's called here as our governor-elect.
Since you're a member of the state legislature, you have to work with the next governor on a number of issues. So should Shapiro win this race, what is the number one issue you think he should tackle first in office?
I think first and foremost, we have to make sure people feel free. And that means the freedom from fear of being in a community where you're seeing guns pushed on our streets and us not doing the common sense bipartisan things that we know can make our community safer. They also want the freedom to feel the freedom of fear from economic circumstances. And as I said before, Josh laid out a thoughtful plan to actually lower costs for Pennsylvanians.
Final question, Representative Kenyatta. Are you optimistic that this race will be called tonight?
Listen, whenever it's called, I'm going to be excited. I'm going to leave that to you, John, and others to call when the race is. But I will tell you what I've seen. I've seen voters showing up in big numbers to demand that we have elected officials that actually care about them, not focusing on noise and nonsense, but focusing on solutions to the problems they have.
Representative Kenyatta, thank you for joining us.